I think we good. I think we good. What's up, y'all? What's poppin'? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Is the cameras good? Everything good? Yeah, what's up? What's up? Yeah, let's get the show started. No further ado. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's great? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild. This is episode 243. Wow, 243. That's amazing. And I'm blessed to have y'all continue to rock with me and to continue to grow with the podcast. It means the world. So again, don't forget to hit them likes, hit them 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. Make sure y'all tap into the memberships. Take advantage of the memberships. Links is in the bio. Also, we have some product, so make sure you tap into that. You get 10% off using using the promo code Brothers Pod. So make sure you use that promo code. All right, y'all. I want to thank the presenting sponsor of this podcast, which is Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentaries, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. That's the word button, hyphenated sign, in the word snaps.com. That's the word button, hyphenated sign, in the word snaps.com. Shout out to the chat. Chat is in here, nice and deep. Pause. That sound crazy. That sound crazy. I caught myself. That sound crazy. But shout out to the chat. I'm not gonna mention every single person, but shout out to the chat. Shout out to Tremont. Appreciate you for tapping in. Shout out to King in the building. I like the pre-live format, bro. Okay. So y'all liking that pre-live format? Okay. So I might make it a mainstay moving forward. Shout out to Culture in the building. Shout out to Shay in the building. Shout out to Winter in the building, the loyal crew. Love that. Shout out to Ebony in the building. Shout out to Hazel. Shout out to y'all, man. Show major love in the chat, man. Appreciate it as always. And y'all already know, man, it's big mojo love over here, man. For real. Don't forget, be on the lookout for some new music. It's coming through the new app. App is still in process and still being developed, but it's so fire. And I can't wait for the world for y'all to get it. You're going to get a better music experience, better visuals with it. It's going to be absolute fire. Again, don't forget to hit them likes, hit the 100s. It does help with the growth of the show, and I appreciate it every single time. Don't forget, y'all, do not be an agent of chaos. Do not be a stain. Do not try to stand out for being negative. Have the ability to stand out by being positive. See how that works? That's what I call people who are stains, people that try to stand out for being negative. Make sure you lose that. It only could be one mindset, okay? The only opera we recognize over here is opportunity. We celebrate life culture. Hate has a location. It's just not here. With no further ado, let's get the show started. First segment of the night, popular opinions, brought to you by OUV Records. As you see it right there, make sure you go to Instagram at OUV Records. Stay in tune to the latest music and merchandise. The label motto is create, document, and inspire. So make sure y'all stay tuned in and show that major love. All right, y'all. First question of the night, popular opinions. And y'all already know how this goes. These are not my questions. These are the world's questions. So stick to the answers in the questions. Best Scream movie on this list. Best Scream movie on this list. Number 1, Scream 1. Number 2, Scream 2. Number 3, Scream 5. Number 4, Scream 7. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, which Scream movie is the best on this list? Number 1, Scream 1. Number 2, Scream 2. Number 3, Scream 5. Number 4, Scream 7. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Shout out to Big VS in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you. As always, hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. So I'm seeing 1 in the chat. All of y'all saying 1 in the chat. Y'all saying 1 is a classic. So I'm seeing 1 in the chat. I just saw 7. Well, that's a lie. I seen the ending of 7. The ending of 7 was absolute. The big reveal was absolute dog shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. 5 was cool. It was cool. It was better than some of the rest. 2, a really good one. Two is a solid follow up. But in my opinion, the first Scream is the best one. The very first one of the movie franchise is the absolute best in my opinion. Good movie, good script, good acting, and you are way more like invested into the characters. Everything after that seemed very Hollywood, very rushed. The script didn't feel connective. So I'm gonna go with Scream 1. In the chat, y'all went with Scream 1. I went with Scream 1. Mind y'all, over 289,000 people voted on this because this is basically Scream Week. Because the new Scream just came out. 44% went with Scream 1. I'm not surprised. Scream 1 is a way better movie than all the rest. Like even 5. 5 is decent. But honestly, after 3, like 3 was like the story itself in 3 was good, but it wasn't well acted. It was very rushed. But the story itself was fire. But everything else was ass, and so from 3 to 5, you don't even feel connected to the characters like that for real. So, and 7, like I said, I only seen the ending of 7. I saw the big reveal because I was not going to allow myself to watch for how long this movie was, and for the big reveal to be the big reveal. I'm glad I didn't sit through the rest of that movie. So again, I went with Scream 1. The rest of the world went with Scream 1. Y'all went with Scream 1 unanimously, and that doesn't happen much on the show. So that's what's up. All right, y'all, moving on to our next popular opinion. At a girlfriend house. You're at a girlfriend house. Ladies, you could swap this up too. So for the ladies, you're at your boyfriend house. Fellas, you're at your girlfriend house. You at your girlfriend house and a rat run across the living room. What do you do next? Again, at your girlfriend house and a rat run across the living room. What do you do next? Number 1, scream like a... Y'all know the rest of that, right? Scream like a... Right? Number 2, don't say nothing and you just keep it cool. Number 3, leave quietly. Number 4, try to catch it yourself. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, you're at a girlfriend house, and for ladies, you're at your boyfriend house, or hey, it may be rainbow situation out here. So you at your significant other's house, and a rat run across the living room. What do you do next? Again, number 1, scream like a bee. Number 2, don't say nothing and keep it cool. Number 3, quietly leave. Or number 4, try to catch it yourself. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. I can't wait to see some of y'all answers regarding this. This is funny. Me personally, I'm not gonna hold you. I don't funk with no rats at all. I don't dig with rats. I'm not afraid of snakes. I love snakes, but rats, yeah, nah, bro. A rat, a mouse I can catch, but a rat is a whole nother ball game. I'm from Brooklyn. I've seen rats take a big slice of classic style pizza and truck it down like the steps of the train station and take it all the way down to the sewer to get its munch on. To me, rats is different. That's one of the main reasons, or one of the things that I love living out in Florida. I don't see no type of rats nowhere. I haven't seen a rat in as long as I lived in Florida. So with that being said, I'm going to leave quietly. I'm not going to embarrass her, because if it's your, mind you, it's your girl. It's not somebody that you smashing. It's not a hookup. It's your girl. I'm just going to leave quietly. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to let her deal with that. Maybe she could call Mike Lowry and Marcus Brunette to come through with the pest control, like in Bad Boy 2. Maybe they could situate that for her. But me personally, I'm like Johnny Tapia. I'm out, bro. I'm getting up out of here. I couldn't do it. Me personally, I couldn't do it. In the chat, they saying don't say nothing. I'm telling you, like, it's because that'll be embarrassing. Again, if you at your lady's house and that happens, a big ass rat just run across the living room. Mind you, she didn't see nothing. Yeah, I'm out, man. I'm out, man. I'm out, man. And me personally, I probably would like extend it. Like, yo, won't you come to the, won't you come to my place today? And then when she on her way home, you know what I'm saying? Like, I suggest to her, like, yo, maybe, you know what I'm saying, you should get like the pest control people to pull up. You know what I mean? So me personally, I'm gonna leave quietly. The people, the chat, y'all saying say nothing. So y'all went with number two. So mind y'all, over 205,000 people voted on this. 41% went with, yo, they agreeing with me. Leave quietly. I'm leaving quietly regarding this situation. Me personally, and that's how I'm doing it. Yo, shout out to Tom in the building. Appreciate my dog Tom. You already know. Ashley and chat family. Hope all is well. Stay consistent and healthy. Appreciate that, my brother. We appreciate you for tuning and tapping in, showing major love, man. Shout out to Tom, y'all. Hit them likes, y'all. Hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. We on the road to 20,000 subscribers, y'all. We're a little over 12. So continue to like, subscribe, share. Like, subscribe, share, leave them good old comments as well too. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment. Our Hollywood need to ask a segment. Y'all know I got better. I have better movie ideas for movies. Better ideas for movies or a movie series. So my Hollywood need to ask us. Me personally, I would love to see a movie, a crossover horror style. I'm a big fan of horror movies. So I would love to see I would love to see a crossover with OG urban legend crossover with the movie Valentine. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Valentine as much as y'all probably familiar with Scream. I Know What You Did Last Summer, but I think Valentine and urban legend would be perfect, be the perfect crossover. If some of you may have seen those movies, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. And based on their storylines, it just goes hand in hand. Some people may say they would rather see a Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer crossover. But me personally, I think both of those franchises are cooked. I really believe so because Scream 7 was terrible. The last I Know What You Did Last Summer was terrible. They turned a good guy into a bad guy. And then he tried to kill his ex-girl or his ex-wife. Like what? Like it's those franchises, in my opinion, is cooked. Urban Legend, the first movie was fire. Second movie, cool, but it still got legs to grow. They only did one Valentine movie. Is part of the reason why I think it's going to be fire because they never found out who the killer was. So again, this will be a crossover movie between the urban legend and Valentine's. The story will be a group of former college friends who are all summoned back to homecoming to suppress a dark secret, and then you have your mix and mingling within the story. Obviously, it's going to be horror. It's going to be rated R. My director, I'm going with the director named Radio Silence. My music score guy is Don Davis. My art director is Gemma Jackson. My producer is Jamie Blanks. And my co-writer is going to be James Vanderbilt. It's going to be fire. It would be so fire. My foundational actors will be Catherine Hodge, Marley Shelton, Samara Weaving, Justin Smith, Mia Goth. If y'all know about Mia Goth. And I have to go with Bill Skarsgård. I think this would be absolutely fire. And I think people will rush to the movie theaters to see this. So again, I would love to see a movie with the crossover movie, The Urban Legend and Valentine. And I will call this movie Be Mine or Else. So nobody can steal this IP because I already got this written down, when I share my ideas. But I think this would be absolutely fire, and I think people will rush to the theaters to see this. So, yeah. So that's my Hollywood need to ask us for this episode. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment, our must-see segment. I'm gonna give 3 Eddie Murphy awards to 3 fire movies that are must-see. So make sure you tap into these movies. My first Eddie Murphy award goes to the movie I just spoke about it. Valentine came out in 2001, directed by Jamie Blanks. This movie stars Catherine Hyde, David Boreanaz, Marley Shelton, Denise Richards, Jessica Capshaw, and Jessica Official. Fire must see movie again about some former high school friends, or I would say uh, elementary friends that treated a particular young man not so good, and you have to see the rest of the movie. I won't spoil it, so make sure y'all tap in to see the movie Valentine. My second must see movie and my second Eddie Murphy award goes to a movie came out in 1998, 3 years before that, directed by Jamie Blanks. This movie stars Alicia Witt, Jared Leto, Rebecca Gayheart, Daniel Harris, Tara Reid, and Robert Englund. Y'all know who Robert Englund is, right? This movie is called Urban Legend. Fire must-see movie about college friends, and you have to see the rest of the movie. I won't spoil it for y'all, so make sure y'all tap in to see Urban Legend. And my third final must-see movie and my third Eddie Murphy award goes to the movie that came out in 1992, directed and starred by Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman, Richard Harris, Anna Thompson, and Francis Fisher. You hear that cast? Crazy. This movie is called Unforgiven. Fire, must-see movie. It is a Western about a man who is trying to take care of his family, and you have to see the rest of the movie. Again, I won't spoil it for y'all. So again, make sure y'all tap into these 3 movies. They are my 3 Eddie Murphy awards going to tonight. Again, the movie Valentine, Urban Legend, and Unforgiven. So make sure y'all tap into those movies. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment. Y'all know I'm going to give out some Michael Jackson awards to 3 fire songs. And my profile artist for tonight is Jason Weaver. I know y'all know him as the legendary actor, but guess what? The boy can sing and he has some fire music. So I'm going to give y'all 3 must-haves on y'all playlist. My first Michael Jackson award goes to the song Stay With Me, again by Jason Weaver. Fire. It was a banger back then, and it's a banger still. Fire must have on your playlist by Jason Weaver. Second Michael Jackson award goes to the song All Into You. Fire must have song. This is top tier R&B right here. You know what I'm saying? And my third Michael Jackson award goes to the song On Top of the Hill, again by Jason Weaver. So put those 3 songs on y'all playlist. You will not be disappointed. Fire songs again. Stay With Me, Up Into You, and On Top of the Hill, again by Jason Weaver. So make sure y'all tap into those fire songs. All right, y'all already know. I'm about to book that trip. Send them to Turkey or nah. Send them to Turkey or nah. You already know the rules of the game. You type in T to send it to Turkey, or you type in N not to send it to Turkey. You know how we do it. And again, y'all hit them likes, subscribe, and share button. And don't forget to hit that all notification bell. I do pop up throughout the week. And we have a good time over here. We speak about everything: music, sports, social commentary, politics, the whole gamut. So yes. All right, y'all. First one of the night again. Send them to Turkey or nah. Chad Baker Missouri, was dismissed from the USC men's basketball team after internal investigation has determined his birth certificate was falsified. And he's actually 32 years old. That's crazy. 32 years old. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, type in T to send it to Turkey. Type in N not to send it to Turkey. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Shout out to my dog Sean in the building. He said T. He going with T. Shout out to Paul, Big Paul in the building. Appreciate you, Paul, one of our other day ones in the building. Good night, Ash. Good night, chat. Appreciate Big Paul in the building. So me personally, I gotta send this dude to Turkey. I gotta send him to Turkey. Like, bro, I get it. You're trying to change your life, but at some point, like, yo, the con it was gonna stop, bro. At some point. But there has to be like a level of shame that comes from that too. It's like, all right, you cooking dudes, because mind you, he was cooking. But you cooking dudes who are nowhere near your age. That's not a real flex. Like, real talk. If he was able to keep this up, because this felt like what they call that, like a power moment when they found out Zeke was older than what he was. But let's just say he's a 33-year-old rookie in the NBA next year. He was cooking like that. He was the leading scorer on USC. And he gets drafted. He's a 33-year-old rookie. Bro, it's the NBA. Like, you don't think they was going to find out? So, at the end of the day, I got to send dude to Turkey. I just think he was completely bugging. Like, how do you even... I get it. NIL, you get to play ball. You get to go to school, get your education. You're around women. That's a winning combination. But, bro, you can still do that without playing basketball for the team. You can still do that. Even if you would have kept it a buck, like, yo, I'm 32. I'm 32. Can y'all still give me a chance? If you would have went out there and cooked, I'm pretty sure they would have been the rules for you. But damn, bro, like, you 32. Now, mind you, he's not the oldest player to ever play college football. There's been guys who went back to play college football at 35. Well, he plays college basketball, excuse me. There's been guys that play college football at 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. But they kept it a buck. They kept it 100. So me, at the end of the day, the fact that he lied and tried to keep up the con, it was like, yo, bro, what you thought was going to happen when they found out? Like, so they dismissed him from the team and the school. So not only you don't get a chance to get your education, get that NIL money, now you miss your opportunity to finish school. So, and then what kind of brag is that? Like, how can you be on the court cooking at 32 and the players you're playing against is, we're talking about basketball, so a lot of the younger guys do get a chance to play. So we're talking about guys from 18, let's say to 24 in college basketball. How is that a flex? How is that a flex? So honestly, it is what it is. But I got to send him to Turkey. I mean, he tried to run the con, but I got to send bro to Turkey. Shout out to my dog Leaf in the building. That's Cuzzo in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in, Cuzzo. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. Remember, we on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We're a little over 12. So again, hit them likes, hit hit them likes, hit them 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment. Y'all already know what time it is. It's time to rap. This segment is brought to you by Button Snap, so you get the finest of movies, shows, documentaries, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. That's the word button, hyphenated sign, and the word snaps.com. First hot topic of the night in Time to Rap. It's official, y'all. Legendary artist, Lauryn Hill, and the Wu-Tang Clan has been nominated for the 2026 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Is it good for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Is it good for hip hop? However you feel about this, let me know what y'all think about this in the chat. Me personally, I have brought up this subject prior to about hip hop being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I absolutely feel like hip hop needs our own space and place. But the part that I did not speak on prior to is that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is not about hip hop, R&B, and rock and roll as a genre being separated. It's about greatness. And because rock and roll came first, because without rock and roll, we wouldn't get, hip hop and some of the other stuff. But rock and roll is not the oldest form of music. But rock and roll is mentioned in the greatness of music. It's the standard of music. But it's not the culture. So that's two different things. And because they view the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a standard of music, not because of the genre. It's not, and some people are like, what you mean? It's not because of the genre. It's just the standard of music. It's not the oldest form of music by far, but it's the standard of music. When they did the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it was designed for people who are great at being artists, regardless of genres. If you don't know, now you know. Some people may say, well, hip hop needs its own. I'm one of those. But because it's the standard of music, okay, cool. Did you know that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame have at least 15 hip hop artists in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame already? So it is what it is. 30 years from now, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame will still be here. So the fact that they're being introduced to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Lauryn Hill and Wu-Tang, as far as at least being thought of, and they considered being considering them being inductees, I'm all for it. Lauryn Hill, first album, in many people's eyes, it was a masterpiece. Vocals, rap, message, it still exists in the space of music. I don't think there's another female artist who's more impactful musically than Lauryn Hill's Miseducation. And I'm just talking about from a music aspect. I'm not talking about from a fame aspect. I'm not talking about from a social media aspect. I'm talking about from a music standpoint. Not just the fact that she won 5 Grammys, is that song by song, production, some songs she rapped, them bars was crazy. Some songs she sang, her vocals beautiful. But the message behind each of that, it was very intentional. So with that being said, that work of art belongs in the highest form of where music is being honored, which is the Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So me personally, I love it. Now, as far as Wu-Tang Clan, Wu-Tang is forever. So like that negates that, not negated, but that solidifies that altogether. The Wu-Tang Clan is the epitome of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Again, not genre, but we're talking about the excellence of music and what it's supposed to look like, what it's supposed to feel like, how it takes you from one level of your life to a whole nother level, how it opened up doors, not just as a group, but individually, and their message. And what's crazy to me, when I was much younger, when I was a little kid, when it was out, I didn't understand half the stuff they was talking about, but it felt good. And the older I got and the more that I realized about the world, that I realized their message was still right on point. So again, they are the epitome of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They are a standard of excellent music as a group and as individuals. So I think this is a no-brainer. A no-brainer. For most people, again, don't know, we already got 15 hip-hop artists already in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So it's not about hip-hop. It's not about R&B. It's not about rock and roll or soft rock, soft punk, or country music. It's just the standard of where great music exists as far as them recognizing it. So Wu-Tang Clan and Lauryn Hill for sure belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, in my opinion. Shout out to the chat. The chat, y'all been going in. I love it. Hope they get in the Hall of Fame. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to F with. You feel me, Z? You feel me, Z? You feel me? Hit them likes, y'all. Hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. You feel me, Z? Exactly, man. Wu-Tang Clan just got, and then mind you, people forget. And again, rest in peace to Power, because we announced it our last episode. One of the founders of Wu-Tang Clan, as far as management and helping them, making sure that they get their, their real break into the industry as a group. They had a whole movement. They came out in the 90s, like in the early 90s at that. That Wu-Tang sign, I will argue with anybody, that Wu-Tang sign is probably the most iconic music logo, period. It's the most iconic music logo, period. Wu-Tang Clan's logo in itself, if not more, is just as recognizable as Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Walmart, Target. Seriously. That's how influential the Wu-Tang Clan is. That's how influential it is. So the music bring people together. So this is absolutely a no-brainer for me. Wu-Tang Clan, Lauryn Hill, congratulations. I hope they get in. They better get in. Not hope. I hope they better get in. They better get in into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well deserved. And I salute y'all. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic and time to wrap. Basketball player Angel Reese. Has announced she will not be playing in the WNBA because of the $75,000 salary. She may return if the salaries increase. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, basketball player Angel Reese is said to sit out for the WNBA because of the $75,000 salary, and she may come back if the salaries do increase. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. I have to be honest with you. I have to be. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Sit out. Sit out. Sit out. If she makes more money doing other things and money is her main objective, then sit out. If she gets more money playing in other leagues, then she could come to the WNBA and say, I know my worth because I get paid this in this other league. So I should be paid this, how they pay me in this league, or scale how they pay me in this league. So for example, in this league, they pay her more, but they only play 30 games. You can scale that. So instead of paying me 30 games worth that amount of money, you pay me 40 games, whatever the WNBA season worth amount of games. That's knowing your value. So if she wants to sit out because the salary in her eyes is too low, then sit out. Sit out. You're going to be wasting part of your prime, not establishing or building on your legacy, but sit out. Sometimes people need to sit out or walk away just to see how much they're valued. Because true value is not what you say your value is. Your value is worth what other people is willing to pay. That's the only thing that kills me when people say, I know my value, I know my worth. How? How do you measure it? The only way you can measure it is if they take your services or the things that you do and they're paying you for that amount. If you can't get this amount nowhere else, then guess what? The amount that I'm paying you is not even your value if you can't get this nowhere else. So at the end of the day, sit out. Sit out. If you feel like you would make more money in other leagues, go play in other leagues and go get your money. Go do that. That's why the NBA and the WNBA is categorically different. Because in the NBA, it's not just about the money aspect, because guys played in the NBA when the money wasn't even great. Mind you, a guy like Michael Jordan was grossly underpaid. He just made like real money on like the last what 4 years of his 4 years of his career. So you had guys in the 80s making 41,000. Like this is not something I'm making up. Go look it up. You had guys in the 80s making about like 41,000 a year, which was good money at that time. Just like 75,000 now is good money right now. Mind you, their sport is nowhere near as popular. So she feels like she brings a certain audience. People is going to patron her and only her. Sit out. So that way they can see your value. The only scary part about the WNBA is that honestly, they don't have many marquee players. They have good players, but they don't have players that I gotta see her play. They have players you'd be like, oh snap, she dropped 30 tonight. Damn, she could ball. But they're not players that's gonna get you up out the house. You're gonna go take a shower, you're gonna go put your good cologne on, you're gonna go put your good drawers on, your good outfit, get in a car, drive to the stadium, pay for parking, pay for pizza, and go get your seat at what, $75 a piece. They don't have a marquee player like that. They may have one, maybe. But even with that one player, the league had they was like what $41 million in the hole last year. So again, don't play. If you feel like you could get more from other leagues and your mere presence brings an audience, don't play until they bump up your pay. Cool. But the thing that you're running risk is that when you don't play and the league continues to elevate or stay at the same rate, then now your value gets even lower, because if you're not there and the ratings is still the same, they don't need you in the league. That's just how it works in business. If you run a corporation or you run a business and somebody feels grossly underpaid because they feel like they do a lot of work and you let them leave, you run the risk of your business dropping. But now what if your business sustains or do just as good or a little bit better, but they're gone? Then you didn't need them. See what I'm saying? So it's a risk on both sides. And it only benefits the WNBA. It only benefits the WNBA because if they was $41 million in the hole last year, let's say they $39 million in the hole this year. Or let's say they $43 million in the hole this year. Still basically the same thing. So at the end of the day, if you don't feel like it's enough, sit out. Sit out. That's like that. It's like that ex that she feel like she the shit, or for the ladies, that ex, he feel like he the shit, and he gonna leave thinking there's is better on the other side. He go find out now he want to come back. Same thing for the fellas. Once we break up, ain't no coming back over here. So you know what I'm saying. Then you realize I want to come back. Nah, I'm cool. You feel me? So I just don't play. Shout out to my dog Tom. Y'all been going in the chat. Caitlin Clark is the only WNBA player that can say she's worth, because she puts people in this. I missed that part. She puts people. What is it at? She puts people in the seats. Better yet, across the arenas. You just said the NBA had more marquee players and Michael Jordan. So the players, if they go on strike, they had, wait, the WNBA ain't got players like that but 5. She needs to stop. $75K is good money. And when they are in the hole, who do you think bills the WNBA? It's the NBA. Those women want more money. They just started selling out arenas since Caitlin Clark pulled up. Some of that is right and some of that is wrong. Indiana may have closely sold out some games. Indiana, the rest of the teams don't sell out. I'm not a hater. I keep it a buck. The rest of them teams don't sell out. The Vegas Aces, they don't sell out. The Liberty, they don't sell out. What's the team in Minnesota? The Link, they don't sell out. So, you know, to add on to part of your point, they don't have many marquee players that people are going to get up and go see. And that's the risk that she's running. Now, mind you, Angel Reese is a very famous basketball player. But I think she's more famous from her brand more so than basketball. You know what I mean? Like, her brand will still continue to thrive regardless if she played basketball or not. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, her brand is basketball. So that's something completely different. And the WNBA players, just like you said in the chat, just shout out to my dog Tom. He said they don't have enough marquee players that people are going to want to go see. So that's a major difference. And that's also a major difference in salary. If a lot of people don't come to see you, it's going to reflect in your pay when you are an entertainment-based business. Sports is entertainment. Did we forget about that? Sports is entertainment. You think the NFL would be as big as it is if they didn't sell out or if they didn't have great players? And you know the beautiful thing about the NFL is not even the biggest football sport in football in this country. It's college football. College football, your fans is different. It's rabid fans. You have more teams, and these stadiums be just as packed, or if not more packed, than NFL games. Because there's always a young kid coming along that want to make a name for himself. He want to get his family out of, out of extreme circumstances. And he's going to put on. We just saw the NFL Combine. We seen guys who are 6'5", 245 pounds, and run 4.4s. Jump with 43-inch verticals. That's not everyday type of stuff. So for the WNBA, do they present the type of talent in their league, not comparing them to men, in their league and within women in itself, that other women will marvel at their talent, that they would patron their sport? So again, Angel Reese, sit out. Sit out. Don't play, or don't play in that league. But you're running a risk at lowering your value, because now if the league thrives, then they're going to feel like they don't need you. And the WNBA, in conjunction with the NBA, has been trying to put the finances in making that league thrive. But if it falters, it was faltering before, like what's going to be the difference? So again, sit out. Sometimes you got to walk away for other people to see your value. And if they value you like that and value your game and what you bring to a team, then they're going to bring you in. They're going to pay you what you feel like you're worth. And hey, this will be water under the bridge, honestly. Shout out to my dog CC in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. My brother Ash, looking like 1990s Death Row Records rapper. Come on now, you know what I'm saying? This right here, 226 drip, you know what I'm saying? They didn't have this like this in the 90s like that, you know what I'm saying? It's a classic brand, don't get me wrong, but ain't nobody in Death Row, you know what I'm saying? I'm being nice when I say they don't drip this like that, you know what I'm saying? Not a Death Row. You can't compare my style to a cat. This is going to sound bad, but the drip just different, you know what I'm saying? Just different, you know? Shout out to my dog Tom. Michael Jordan was loved in every arena, whether he played, but Detroit Pistons, they did not like Michael Jordan. Of course, yeah. But see, they may have not rooted for Michael Jordan, didn't like Michael Jordan, but they went to go see him play. You see what I'm saying? The Detroit Pistons fans didn't like Michael Jordan from their couch. which they probably did, but they didn't like him. Majority of the people went to the game. So the point that I'm making is when Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls pulled into Detroit, them games was packed. You see what I'm saying? So that's the major difference. It's about people patroning your business. So, I mean, hey, she run the risk. So she should sit out if she feel like she's not getting paid the way she want to get paid. Shout out to my dog Vic. Can the brothers get a rap? You already know, my dude. You already know. Trying to roll a fatty. Not Death Row. Not Death Row Records, Ashley. To Ashley's defense, New York swag was always ahead of everybody. That I didn't want to say that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my Cali family. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to say that. Some of my cousins from Cali gonna be like, yo, come on, Ash. I'm like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all already know New York drip is different from Cali drip. Like, even my family from Cali. The swaggle is just different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be divisive. I'm just trying to keep an honest conversation. The ghoul sauce is different. You know what I'm saying? It's cool though. It's cool. It's nothing but love, baby. You feel me? You feel me? That's a good question. If I was around in the 90s, meaning like a grown ass man as an artist, and they say, yo, you can only sign the 2 labels, Bad Boy or Death Row. I know this sounds terrible now, but both labels got mad baggage. Like, I ain't going front. As a kid, I would have signed to I would have signed to Bad Boy, because Bad Boy in New York City in like 93, 94, 95, 96, 97. Damn, that shit hit different. I mean, again, you got Biggie, you got Little Kim, 112, Faith, Mace. You had the Locks at that time. I ain't gonna hold you. That hit different right there. You know what I'm saying? That hit different. And that's just a few of the artists. I ain't even mention everybody. I didn't mention Carl Thomas. I didn't mention I'm trying to tell you, Bad Boy hit different. You know what I'm saying? So, but as a grown man, I wouldn't sign to neither one of them. Back in the 90s, I would have been trying to get all mines off the Humvee, or off the humbug. I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna just stay independent. You heard? Like, yeah, Diddy, I know you want to sign me, kid. It's cool. Suge, yeah, I know you want to sign me. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this indie thing. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. I'm gonna get, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go the indie route, me personally. So, shout out to the chat again. Ashley, I used to go to Harlem to get my drip when I was 17. Driving up to New York, where we got the Baileys, Clarks, Wallabies. See, you know about the Wallabies. That hit different. That was a different type of drip right there. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't know what Wallabies is, those are Clarks shoes. Very big in New York City. And we call them Wallabies or Hush Puppies. You know what I'm saying? Different type of drip right there. My Sterling came from Harlem. Wasn't nothing like that for the dance store. My dog CC, New York swag. Y'all talking about the turtleneck and the flat top look with the single gold tooth and gold chain. Listen. Turtleneck gold chain. Bro, that combination is unfair to anybody though. Like, don't act like Cali dudes wasn't right. But see, when y'all rock it, y'all turtleneck be like got the ruffles in it. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all put that with the little khaki joint. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's not how you do that right there. You know what I'm saying? You get a nice little turtleneck, you know what I mean? Gold chain, and then you put the pea coat on top of that. That's different type of drip. And you rock that with the Wallabies and some slacks. Different type of drip right there. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? I've seen my Cali cousins, you know what I'm saying, out here moving and grooving with, try to do the turtleneck, try to do the mock neck, you know what I'm saying, with some leather pants. Like, and then finish it with some Chuck Taylors. It's like, yo, I don't go together, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what you're trying to do, but it don't go together, you know what I'm saying? But ain't nothing but love, you know what I'm saying? I know CC cracking up. I know CC cracking up. Don't forget the shirt, Ash. New York brothers made famous to wear the Lacoste. That's a fact. That is a fact, Ashley. No need to wear turtlenecks in Cali where it's hot. No. See, Cali is the type of place we think it's hot all the time. But again, my cousin's from Cali, you know what I'm saying, on a hot day, you know what I'm saying? T-shirt, they got a raincoat on top of that, and they gonna throw a Scully with some shorts, Chuck Taylors, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, like, what you dress for, bro? Like, what they say in Tony, it never rains in Southern California. Like, what type of drip is that? You know what I'm saying? But you're going to get you a Scully cap no matter what in Cali. They do rock the turtle, though. You know what I'm saying? They do rock the turtle. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. The Mississippi House. The Mississippi House has passed the no tax on NIL money for the college students. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, the Mississippi House has passed a no tax on NIL money for the college students. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, don't forget to hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. If you ever seen Houdini in the rap, the rap group look at them brothers, that video and that gear that was wearing, I believe that was like 1983. Yeah, that was a different type of drip right there. Houdini drip was different type of drip. You know what I'm saying? That was a different type of fashion back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was just a whole nother level of just like different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cowboy, hip hop type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Leathery. My dog, Christopher Rivera. I think that's Maria in the building. Shout out to Maria. Appreciate you tapping in, Maria. Hey, how are you doing, sir? The tour is going great. That is wonderful to hear. Shout out to Maria. Appreciate you tapping in, Maria. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. My dog CC Ash. Y'all can keep the polos. We rock the flannel button-ups with the BDs and the... Oh my God. Yo, I almost got tears coming out my eyes, man. Yo, shout out to CC, man. Yo, that's real. Cali different. But I love it though, you know what I'm saying? I love it though, you know what I'm saying? I love it. I can always spot a Cali dude by his drip, no matter where. Only because I got cousins from Cali. That's the only reason why, for real. And their drip is just straight Cali, you know what I'm saying? Straight Cali. Yeah, so again, the Mississippi House has passed a no tax on NIL money for the college students. Again, let me know what y'all think about that. Me personally, I think this just continues to scale up for Mississippi in getting recruits for Mississippi. Like, let's keep it real. If you're not from Mississippi as a recruit, Mississippi is not a destination you want to go to as far as college. I don't care if it's Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Just on the history of the racial tension in Mississippi. Unless you're from Mississippi that understand it, or you're from a neighboring state that understand the type of racism that and historically has been going on in Mississippi, you're not going to Mississippi unless you get offered a scholarship and some money. So the fact that they're adding that there will be no taxes on NIL money is going to tip the scales. Players are really, or college recruits, high school recruits, and other college players is going to consider transferring to any Mississippi school, whether it's Ole Miss, Southern Miss, and Mississippi State. But let's keep it real. Mississippi State and Ole Miss are the schools in Mississippi that got that money on. They got that real NIL money that plays in the SEC. This is going to help tip the scales. So imagine being a player. Let's say you're going to Colorado State. or New Mexico State. You get a chance to go to Ole Miss or Mississippi State, and you get $1 million. We got $1 million for you. So now you're giving me $1 million tax-free. And opposed to go playing at USC, where it's more lit because it's Cali. It's more things to do. The women is fine as well, because Mississippi do got some fine women. But Cali got fine when they got California East type of women out there. They different type of fine women. But California taxes hit different. It hits different. So imagine that. Or imagine going to a place like Texas, where it's probably like their biggest like rival. If they got no taxes on NIL money in the state of Texas, so you mean to tell me you won't get to pay taxes from the federal and state in Texas when it comes to NIL money? And these schools know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They already know that Mississippi is not a destination place that kids want to go to for their college experience. We'll give y'all some NIL money and we won't tax you. Do that sound good? Hell yeah, it sound good. Mind you, living in Mississippi is cheap. Low cost of living. You could buy you a big house in Mississippi. But again, the history of the racial tension in Mississippi, if you're not from that, then that's hard to get used to. Mind you, Mississippi got some fine women, dog. The accent, their whole vibe and all that is cool. But at the end of the day, that's still not a destination. You would rather go somewhere like Georgia, Florida, Texas, California. You'd rather go there. Ole Miss is going to make it very difficult for other teams and players not to really and strongly consider them not taxing their NIL money. So that's what I think the effect is going to be when it comes to Ole Miss and their recruiting, Mississippi State and their recruiting, and even to some small degree, Southern Miss. If Southern Miss gets some money on, they can recruit just as well as as Mississippi State or Ole Miss. Now, some people say, Ash, you're bugging, because they play in the SEC, and Southern Miss, I believe, plays in what's that? The not Conference USA. They play in it's not the WAC. It's the Sun Belt. They play in the Sun Belt. That ain't nothing but money. It ain't nothing but money. If you got enough money, you're able to move up in competition. We just seen several teams just come into to D1 program to come into the D1 stratosphere, like North Dakota State, like Sacramento State. They was playing D2, then D1 AA. Now they playing D1 top tier in conferences. Southern Miss been in the WAC conference or in the Sun Belt Conference. If they get enough money, if they have a booster that will write a blank check, they can recruit anybody, anywhere, and they can move up in conferences. So that's not the issue. So the fact that they can match that money on, money talks. Money talks in college football. The only thing I hate about college football, the only thing I hate is that we don't have a New York City team in college when it comes to football. We don't have one. And I'm talking about one that plays major D1 football. Like we have Brooklyn College, or I would say not Brooklyn College, we have Long Island College, and they're trying to move up, but they play D2. And I believe they try to move up to D1 AA, but they still trying to move up. But it's New York City. Like we do, I'm not gonna lie, we do have Columbia, they're D1 AA. I believe what's the school in the Bronx? Oh my God, the school in the Bronx. I can't think of the school in the Bronx, but they're also D1 AA. What is the school in the Bronx? I can't think. I know the school. I can't think of it right now. But the point that I'm making, in the city, we don't have a D1A top tier college football program, and it's New York City. It's a destination place. Who doesn't want to go to New York City for their college experience? The fashion, the women. Who don't want to be there? It's New York City, right? So at the end of the day, we should have one at least in New York City, at least in the 5 boroughs, something that's popping. So I'm just saying, that's the only thing that kills me about college football is that we don't have a team in New York City. So this is what it is. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Maria. Hey, New Edition is nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Cast your vote, sir. Yeah, I didn't see them yet, but that if they just broke that news, then that's amazing. I just spoke about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, how Lauryn Hill and Wu-Tang Clan is nominated so far. So I hope they get in, and obviously if New Edition gets nominated and is nominated, like can we just write their name in? Is that even like a real question about New Edition? They're one of the most legendary groups of all time. Arguably top 3. Some people say number 1, some people say number 2, and some people say number 3. I cannot name many groups better than New Edition. The only one that comes to mind, in my opinion, is the Jackson 5. But I'm not a type of person where it can only be one. They're in that conversation. If somebody was to say New Edition is the best group of all time, you're not getting an argument out of me, because musically, individually, and for decades that they've been putting on, there's nothing to argue. Like that's a fact. But, if somebody was to say the Jackson 5 is because of Michael Jackson, I can't argue that either. It's Michael Jackson. If the Temptations, somebody said Temptations, can't argue that either. It's the Temptations. Me personally, I feel like there could always be more than one. It doesn't have to be one. So, New Edition, if they're nominated, they don't even need people to vote. Like let's keep it real. It's New Edition. They getting in. It's New Edition. That's a no-brainer. Like, New Edition is one of them, the type of groups that just pull up and they just in the club. Like, you feel me? That don't even need to vote for that. New Edition is New Edition. They stand. They stand. You know how somebody comes to the club and it's like somebody standing in line? New Edition, when it comes to music, man, like, get out of here. They in the club. Like, who's they? You know who that is. They in the club. Like, and this is not even for like R&B. This is for music, all music. So yeah, that's how much I think of New Edition. Fire group. Lou Holtz passed away. That's true. I understand that. She laughing at me. Yeah. Rest in peace to Lou Holtz, legendary football coach. One of my friends used to play for Lou Holtz back in the day. He used to play at South Carolina. Shout out to my dog Sean Smith. A friend of mine, we grew up on the same block in the same building, actually. Shout out to my dog Sean Smith. Played for Lou Holtz back at South Carolina back in the day. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic in Time to Rap. President Donald Trump says that he will cut off all trades with Spain for not letting us use their military base voluntarily. He also said we're going to use the base anyway. But the fact that they didn't want to really, like, for real, like, let us use it, he had to strong arm it, debo it. He's like, yo, you know what? We not even going to mess with y'all. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Me personally, again, I'm not the biggest Donald Trump fan. I'm keep it a buck. But I love the energy. Whatever it takes for us to be a better country, whether we have to debo, whether we have to keep peace, or whether we go to war, whatever that we need to be on, we on that. We on that. If other countries is going to play with us, we on that. Straight like that. I don't care what narrative that people are trying to push. I don't care about none of that. USA over everything else. I live in the US. Shout out to the other countries that do show us love, for sure. But if you ask the people in those countries, they're going to say their countries. I'm going to say my country. So whatever time we need to be on to be better overall in the financial market, in the agricultural market, whatever that we need to do to be on the other side, I'm all for it. Straight like that. So if you play, we gonna play. Your other countries is lucky that Donald Trump don't enlist 50 Cent. Because if he enlists 50 Cent to his team, the level of petty that would be allowed to other countries, not rappers, but to countries. Like, oh, you want to play? Oh, we can play. We can play. I'm a Cancer too, so I know Big Petty when I see Big Petty. I know how to be Big Petty. I can show you better than I can tell you. So the same thing, if they on bull, we on bull. And we're going to show up and show out. So the fact that he said that because they don't want us to use their military base, you know, voluntarily, and they playing with our energy and our time, cool, we on that. We on that. And I get it, because if we think about it as from an individual standpoint, as an individual, you're the U.S. and you got people around you that's playing with you, and you showed them love, you done brought them to your house, you done gave them money, you done gave them clothes, you done gave them opportunity, and now they want to play with you. Now they don't know you. Oh, we on that. We on that. I honestly don't care. We cut off trade, we cut off trade. Because I said it before. We're not going to get to the place that we need to be in this country until we started putting grants in small businesses in this country. That's how things become cheaper in this country. Is that we build it ourselves. Hire within our own local areas. Small businesses. We on that. Straight like that. Shout out to Maria. I'm going to say Mon, Puerto Rico. Okay. Exactly. That's what people be killing me when they talk about the U.S. Like, oh, the U.S. or the U.S. Well, I mean, Puerto Rico is a part of the U.S. So, you know, it's not a country. It's, you know, it's a state. But I get the point that you're making, right? So at the end of the day, people be so mad like, oh, the U.S. is so proud of being U.S. Yeah, ain't you proud of being where you from? When I go to other countries, I don't go to other countries and be like, yeah, y'all live like this. This is whack. Like, nah, I do what they do. I show respect. I come in peace. I'm true humble. Keep it cool. I don't go to other countries and violate and try to talk my shit like how other people, when they come to our country and they, oh, this dirty, it's nasty, people are lazy. Word? Well, get up out of here then. That's the type of time I'm on. I don't know about y'all, but I'm on that for real. Shout out to my dog CC. I swear, Ash, I've been said that Trump is like world's Trump is like the world's Suge Knight. Straight pulling everyone. It makes us look like bullies, no lie. Do it though? Do it really make us look like bullies, or do it make us look like we fighting for ourselves for the first time? Do it really make us look like bullies? You feel me? Like think about it like this, right? Let's say you in a class and you know you the best fighter in the class, and everybody else in the class know you the best fighter in the class, right? But you still have misunderstandings with people. Now, if you approach a dude and you know that he's a better fighter than you, and he stands up for something that you're completely against, do you not still fight him? Still gonna fight, right? So it's up to that person who know that they can win to show up and show out. That's not bully. It's like, yo, we got a misunderstanding. We got to get to it. So to me, a bully is somebody like that just on somebody that don't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? People that want the smoke asking for the smoke. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? I look at bullying people that don't want no smoke, and we still like, nah, you know what I mean? We in here. You know what I'm saying? But people that's asking for that heat, they gonna get the heat cut. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at us. Y'all think I'm crazy. That's how I look at us, for real. I can understand that too. Gotta defend yourself. That's a fact. That's how I look at it. If a small man attacks a big man and the big man whoops the small man, the big man didn't bully him. The small man attacked him. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? Again, I'm on what we on. I'm on what we on. Whatever it takes for us to be a better country, it is what it is. What my dude Rico say and Pay the Fool? People get it every day, B. You tough, right? Saying. Words to live by. Don't talk tough if you ain't gonna be tough. And that goes to all the countries that's going to get in our way of us being a better country. Now, there's other countries that want peace. Then we need to have peace with them. If they want peace. If there's a place that we can negotiate and do business, let's do business. That's the type of time I'm on. I'm only loving on people that love on me. Same thing with the country. We're going to love on countries that love on us. If you talking crazy and you ain't loving on us, yo, watch your mouth. Talk to me nice. Even if you in disagreement, talk to me nice. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the type of time I'm kind of glad we on. I ain't gonna hold you. You ain't gonna play with us. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna play with us. Yeah, man. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Staying on Donald Trump, Ryan Roth, the man convicted of trying to assassinate Donald Trump at his Florida golf course back in 2024, September 2024, has been sentenced to life in federal prison. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, Ryan Roth, the man who was convicted of trying to assassinate President Donald Trump at Donald Trump's golf course in Florida back in September 2024, has been sentenced to life in federal penitentiary. Let me know, or federal prison. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, hit them likes, hit them 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. Tap into the memberships, y'all. Take advantage of those memberships. There's quite a few perks, so make sure y'all tap in and show major love. Me personally, I'm not surprised at this. It's the president. He's now the president. At that time, he wasn't. He was on the campaign. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. You got caught trying to assassinate this man. Whether you agree with him or not, obviously he didn't agree with him. He still holds a position that's valued where you're, if you're caught trying to assassinate this man, you're going to do life in prison. You're not going to do 6 months and then come home, bro. Like what are we talking about? You're not going to do a smooth 10 years or 15 years to life. Nah, bro. You're going to get life in prison because it's symbolic. If you would try that to somebody who was an elected president prior to, even though he wasn't the president at the time, he was a president prior to, former. If you don't have the respect for the former president, even if you agree with him or not, he's the president, the most powerful man in the world. What the hell are you going to do with regular civilians? So for the fact that he got life in prison, I'm not surprised, me personally. Y'all saying he's cooked in the chat. Of course he's cooked. Life in prison. Of course he's cooked. Like, what was he expecting? Like, to pull something like that, you got to have a team, or you got to be ready to do it yourself if you don't want to do the time. And like, let's keep it real. Again, this is the most powerful man in the world. And he's powerful because of the access that he has. Agents out the wazoo. Intelligence out the wazoo. If you're going to try him, what are you going to do to a regular person? Or at least try to do to a regular person? What? Come on. This is simple. I'm not surprised that he's getting life in prison. And it is what it is, man. I honestly, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Because real talk, think about the ramifications if they would have gave this man 6 months and he's released like Diddy. Imagine if they would have gave him 2 years and he's released. Imagine if they would have gave him 10 years and they released him. It wouldn't sound right. So again, him getting life in prison, I'm not surprised. And I'm also not surprised, but it probably doesn't carry, and it wouldn't be as beneficial if there was a lethal injection. It wouldn't be as beneficial. Him getting life suits the crime. Simple as that. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. The best thing that ever happened to the University of Colorado was their 9-3 season last year. Yes. It's about time somebody say it. The best thing that ever happened to Colorado was their 3-9 season last year. Reason being, one, you have now kickstarted a better version of what your program is going to look like. Colorado Buffaloes last year had a lot of people within their program that was moving in different directions, whether it's staff, coaches, players, but they didn't move as a single unit last year. They had uber success the year prior to. Heisman Trophy winner, Bolitnikov won. Matter of fact, Travis won every damn award that it was to win last year, except for, what was that? What's the Jim Thorpe Award, right, which he should have won. Shedeur Sanders won the Johnny Unitas Award. So they was riding high off of that. So there was a lot of factors. The biggest factor is that Deion Sanders was fighting cancer. So he wasn't with the team because physically he had to get ready to do his surgeries. And then when he came back, things was just off. And even though they was 3-9, there's no... when you lose, you lose. There's no like a good loss, right? But a lot of their losses was 1 touchdowns away, and they didn't even have the horses to run last year. I got to be honest with you. They didn't have the right pieces. And then when they went down, if they got down by a touchdown, the lack of leadership, their heads was down, they didn't play well, and they still end up losing by a touchdown. Best thing that ever happened to them. Reason being because now that Coach Prime, his health has improved, he is with the team and has been working vigorously. He has shooken up that coaching staff, and they have pinpointed the right players that they need for their program. Not just from a talent standpoint, but from a mental standpoint. The mental makeup of any team, especially a football team, it matters because you got 100 guys on the team. 100 guys in the locker room. So that matters when you bring in guys not just with production, but with leadership, and that has that chip on their shoulder with something to prove. So that was the best thing that ever happened to them, because now you get a new offensive coordinator, you get a new defensive coordinator. Both was rock stars at their previous schools, and they bring in an energy that matches Coach Prime's energy and what needs to be done on both sides of the ball. I believe, if this is not the first time in history, but I believe they made history by being the first school to have a cultured head coach, offensive coordinator, and a defensive coordinator. That's big. Most colleges won't even think to do that. And when I say cultured, I substitute it for the word black. That's not what we are. We're not 3/5 of a people or a person. So I don't say the word black. I say the word cultured, right? So this is the first time we've seen a cultured head coach, offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator. But guess what? These are not DEI hires. They are hires because they are great at what they do, their energy that they invoke. So this was the best thing that ever happened to them. That 3-9 season last year, and they was able to bring in the right players, right mentality, and the energy is just different. Will they win every game this year? I don't know. I wouldn't predict that. But I do predict that not only that they will be way better in the wins and losses column, but they're going to be there's a real brand of football that it feels like there's a brand of football. It feels like there's a new standard, and I love it. I love it. I like what I'm seeing, and I'm loving the energy. I don't like the people that's trying to patronize and like, where's the Louis luggage? He said he had Louis coming to the school. He had Louis at the school. The school was 0-12, and he brought the Louis. He brought Travis. He brought Shador and the rest of those guys, Jimmy Horn and LeJontay Wesley. That was the Louis luggage. And they went 9-3. They could have been better, but they wasn't. They went 9-3, had a great season. Everybody won awards, and it was great. Now you have to retool. He was sick on top of that, and now they're retooling. So I think this is the best thing that ever happened to them. Their quarterback stayed. They brought in the right pieces for their new system. And honestly, I can't wait to see them play. I can't wait to see them play. It's only been, day 2 of spring ball, and they just look like a much different team. It feels different, and I hope that it shows on the field in the win and loss column. So I can't wait to see them moving forward. But I think that was the best thing that ever happened to Colorado is the 3-9 season, because now they're able to really pinpoint their needs, and I think they did that. Shout out to CC. I agree. Last year, I agree. Last year was fire. Yeah, last year was crazy, and it was different positions. Like their quarterback play wasn't good. Their run defense wasn't good. They just didn't have. They just didn't have the right guys, and the lack of leadership was crazy. That's what's the difference between good football teams and bad football teams, y'all. It's leadership. That's the biggest difference. If you don't have good leadership, that's going to be a difference between your team being 3-9 and 9-3. So yeah. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. New York Times has found dating for women in New York City hard, so hard that the event that they hold in New York City now is charging the women more than the men to attend these events. And these events, you would never hear this in New York City. It normally is 2-1, but it's been 3-1 at most events in New York City. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, New York Times, they did a study, and it found dating for women has been extremely hard in New York City, and they found out that these events have been charging women more than they charge the men. Men have been able to get in for free or pay a little, and the women has to pay more because it's actually more women in the club than it is the men. So let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Me personally, being born and raised in New York City, Brooklyn, before I got into music, officially, I worked at a club as a bartender. Free before 11. The line would be packed, and it would be nothing but women. Then we did free before 12, and it was double time. So it's always going to be a lot of women in there. And the fellas, they had to pay their way in, into the club. But it was never 3-1. Maybe 2-1, but 3-1 is crazy. Those type of odds are something that you hear in places like Houston, Atlanta. What's another city? Cincinnati, Ohio, believe it or not, is where you'll go to an event and there's nothing but women, and as a dude, it's basically like a candy store, right? So they saying that it's been extremely hard for women to date, and this is the new standard of the clubbing experience, that women have to pay more and the fellas are paying less because there's less fellas in the club. What do y'all think about that? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Stop playing, Ash. Is that bad? I mean, that's what New York Times is saying. Some of my friends, they told me that they don't go out much. My friends that live in New York City, they say they don't go out much. And when they do go out, they have a good time because ain't nothing but women there, right? So now that the New York Times have came out and confirmed, I mean, it's New York City. I think I kind of call it cap only because it's New York City. Most people in New York City, when they meet, yes, being a former, well, I'm born and raised in New York City. Yes, of course, we go to the club to meet women, for sure. But it's New York City. You meet women anywhere. You can meet a woman at the laundromat, in passing on the train, the bus. You meet women on your job. You can meet a woman anywhere. You can meet a woman that's at the school. If you have a kid at the school or something like that, you meet women anywhere. So I kind of call it cap because New Yorkers don't depend on the club as the single source for dating. So that's why I kind of call it cap, because at the end of the day, you see people everywhere. You see attractive women everywhere in New York City. No matter what borough, no matter where you go, you're going to find something. So I kind of call it cap. But if we're just talking about the club experience, and they highlighted the club experience, I mean, if there's more women in the club than men, then of course it's going to be tough to date or to find somebody. What do that tell you? Be aggressive. And the women in New York City, for those who don't know, they are aggressive. Women in New York City go up to dudes. I mean, I live in Florida. The most women in Florida, Florida women do go up to dudes, but they're not doing it how New York women do it. It's completely different. Now, women in Atlanta are aggressive too because of the ratio of, men to women. In Houston, they're not so aggressive, but again, the ratio of women to men is much higher. But if you go up to a woman in Houston or Dallas or San Antonio or Austin, hey man, you got a decent smile, got a joke or two, hey man, you can get that number. I'm just saying, it ain't too hard. You go somewhere like Louisiana, a lot of beautiful women. It's more women than men. Have you a good time. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask me how I know. I just know you have a good time. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I kind of call it cap because New York City is such a melting pot. It's a small but big city, and you meet people any and everywhere. So I kind of call it cap because we don't just use the club as a place just for the grounds of dating and meeting new people. We meet new people everywhere. So I kind of call it cap. But that's what the New York Times have said, that it's rough out there for y'all ladies in New York City. Again, shout out to everybody that tuned and tapped in. Hit them likes, hit the subscribe, hit that share button. And again, it helps with the growth of the show. I want to thank everybody for tuning and tapping in episode 243. It's a lot of episodes. So if you haven't already, tap into the membership portion of the page. Take advantage of those memberships. There's a whole lot of perks. So make sure y'all tune and tap into those perks. Also, be on the lookout for the new OUV Records app. It is still in development, but it's super duper fire. A better listen and a better visual experience. So I can't wait for y'all to tune and tap into that. Also, you can check me out on Instagram at Ashley Lovechild. I'm at Ashley Lovechild on all my platforms. So make sure y'all tune and tap and show your boy some love. And y'all been absolutely amazing. How y'all do each and every show. Been showing major love. Make sure y'all tap into those videos. I got quite a few videos up. Continue to, leave comments. Hit that like button. I've been seeing y'all comments. And I appreciate y'all engagement. It means the world to me. Thank you. And the best is still yet to come. And we're going to continue to rock out. Shout out to my dog fam in the building. You already know the business. My dog fam in the building. You already know. Ash, I was going to ask you, fam, are you going to watch the Floyd and Manny to fight. If y'all got questions y'all want to ask, y'all can ask me. Am I gonna watch that fight? I think I am. I would rather see Manny and Floyd than Floyd and Tyson. I hate that. I don't even I don't want to see that fight. I don't care who wins. It's not significant to me. It's very ridiculous for both of them to get in the ring with each other. And I would rather see definitely Floyd and Manny. For sure. For sure. Who would win? I gotta go with Floyd on that. I gotta go with Floyd. But I would rather see Floyd versus Manny than Floyd versus Mike Tyson. Cause they scheduled a fight. Like what are we doing? Like boxing has really lost its way, man. For real. It really lost its way. We're worlds away from the Parnell Whitakers, the Felix Trinidads, the Marvin Hanglers. We're miles away from that. It don't feel the same. Like, and you know what's crazy? They have Blueface, rapper Blueface, and Nick Young, former NBA basketball player. They're about to have a boxing match, and that probably would generate, I don't want to say just as much attention, but the attention from that is not going to be far off than from a Floyd and Manny Pacquiao, in my opinion. It's not going to be that far off as far as people viewing the fight. Boxing has become like a spectacle. And it's no diss to, to those guys, but, Blueface or Nick Young, that's not what they do. They haven't been boxers. You know what I'm saying? They boxing a little bit now, but they not boxers. You know what I'm saying? Like what are we doing? And people are going to watch that fight because they're celebrities and it's going to be an interesting fight to watch, but they're not boxers. You know what I'm saying? So boxing, it's lost its way as a sport. I'm not even gonna hold you. I know that look on some. Do I really want to watch 250-year-old? Yeah, I don't want to watch. Like, yo, like, I'm cool. I don't even want to see them. I don't even want to see it. Like even with movies, I don't even like watching Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone movies if they're gonna be running and tackling people. Like, yo, like you 70 something, bro. Like, come on. Like, if it's something tactical, he's a coach, cool. You know what I'm saying? He's a mobster, cool. But if you're gonna be running and tackling and jumping off trains and trucks and all that, and just wrestling 27-some-year-old dudes, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing, man? I ain't trying to see that. So I'm definitely not trying to see these older great fighters fight each other. Like, huh? What are we doing? I don't want to see that. But I would rather see Manny and Floyd, though, for sure. Nope, I'm not going to watch none of the 3 Floyd Mayweather fights. That is bad for boxing. Yeah, again, I don't like it at all. I honestly thought Floyd was in a position financially not to fight again and just do well. So, and it feels like this is like a money grab. And he did say that he would still fight fights, but it wouldn't be, top tier boxing. Now he's coming in back into top tier boxing. So it's like, we hustling backwards, in my opinion. So that's my opinion regarding that, man. But yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Boxing has just lost its way. And the biggest reason why boxing has lost its way because most of the athletes are playing football. And they staying with football. Think about it. A lot of the great boxers back from the 70s, 80s, and even the 90s, these guys were former football players. They was former football players. Guys who are playing football, is not jumping into boxing. They seen what their big brother went through. They seen what their uncles went through. They seen what their dad went through or their grandfather went through. They don't want to end up punch drunk. So they playing football. A violent ass sport too, but it's different. You got, the pattern is a little different now. The stress on not using your head as much now. So it's a bit different. It's way safer. So that's another big difference too. Top tier athletes are not in boxing, and we still getting good fighters, but these guys, and I don't think they're timeless type of fighters because they're not fighting each other. A lot of the best fighters is choosing to stay undefeated and fighting guys they know they could beat, opposed to fighting each other. That's what made the 80s and the 90s so great. They all fought each other. So I think that's a part of it, in my opinion. Shout out to my dog Cece. Would you say they also care more about their record? So when you type that, I just said it. Yeah, they care about their record than just fighting anyone. Facts, for sure. They would rather end their career with a 55-0 record, of course, like anybody else. But if you ain't fight nobody, then like, what are we talking about? You see what I'm saying? I think the people would respect great fighters if they had a record of like 55-5 and they fought great fighters, opposed to going 60-0 and fought like two dudes that was like worthy of a good, you know what I'm saying? Like, so they definitely looking at the statistics more than the actual like fighting itself. I look at basketball like that too. A lot of these basketball players, they play for stats. So at the end of their career, oh yeah, my stats was better than this guy, but you wasn't better than him. But my stats was better, but you're not better than him. He played against a real team, and they played a little different. But I would build my team around him than you. But you got better stats. You see what I'm saying? Like, so, like even Scottie Pippen, a guy like Scottie Pippen. People get mad at me when I say this. I don't think he was a superstar, right? I think he was a great role player. But I would still build my team around Scottie Pippen than 95% of the league. As a role player, I would build my team around Scottie Pippen than 95% of the league right now. That tells you something. And Scottie Pippen ain't average but 14 points a game. So his stats wasn't great, but it was all right, but he was still a better overall player. Same thing with boxing. So shout out to my dog Biggs in the building. Hit them likes, hit the 100s, Biggs. You know what I'm saying? My dog Biggs in the building. Pause. Today fighters only care about the record. Back in the days, fighters will fight 2-3 in the same year. Like today's fighters, they fight 2 or 3 times in 3 years. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. I got you, fam. That's a fact. But that's a part of the scarcity too of today's fighters, is that those fighters that did fight 2 or 3 times a year, they seen how, their motor skills have changed. And to me, it's not even the fights during the year for me. For me, it's not that they don't fight 2 or 3 times a year. They could literally fight, in my opinion, 1 or twice a year, but fight each other. That's the point that I'm making. You see what I'm saying? They take 3 years to fight 3 fights and to fight nobody, right? And it's like, so to me, it's the fight in itself. If you take longer time, you're gonna like come back to fight somebody, and they fighting guys they know they gonna whoop on. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at boxing. So yeah. Again, shout out to the chat. Y'all been super duper amazing. Each and every episode. Again, this is 243rd episode. So again, I appreciate y'all support as always. Y'all been super duper major. It's a question that I have, and this was my Keep the Lie Alive for this episode. A question I have: what would you tell as as who you are now, what would you tell you 10 years ago? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. What would you tell yourself 10 years ago? You being you, if you could talk to the 10-year younger version of yourself, what would you tell yourself? And would there be a difference in your life today? That's the major thing. Whatever you tell yourself, would it have a real effect on your life today? For some reason, I thought about that today, mainly because not for some reason, but I know the reason why. For me, I just been feeling uberly grateful and thankful. Uberly. I'm just that type of person where I think of the glass half full than half empty. So I think positivity, I breathe positivity into my life. No matter what's going on, whether it's something negative, I just honestly believe that tough times don't last. And because of my energy, whatever I'm going through, with a good head on my shoulder, a nice little nap, all situations can be taken care of. Because when you think about it, everything is going to get handled. Like, I thought about the things that I was going through 10 years ago, and like the worries, or what would have been the worries, or what were the worries. And I'm like, did any of that stuff get handled? Yeah, all of it. Right? So we put pressure or undue pressure on ourselves for things that we know is going to get handled. We know it's going to get handled. So there's a relief that comes from that. And that just comes from living life, right? And so I wonder, what would everybody tell themselves if they could talk to their a younger version of themselves, which is 10 years ago? What would they say to themselves? What advice would they give to themselves? And for me, just like, yo, keep it cool, dog. Just keep it cool. Everything gonna be all right, like old Mike Larry, you know? That's what I would have told myself. And I just, again, just extremely grateful and thankful. Because I've had friends that's no longer here. And my reality is that things are well. Things are blessed. And sometimes when you say that out loud, people don't want that for you. But I'm a big believer in just positivity. And what's for me is for me. It don't matter if I say it or don't say it, it's going to be mine anyway. So I'm a big believer in that. Friends will come and go, and only a few hang around. Make the right kind of friends. I love that. I love that. Me personally, I understand exactly what that means. I've lost several. No, I wouldn't say several. I lost maybe 3 friends, not to death, just their friendship alone, due to I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. Just share due to us, I would say, growing out of friendship. I'm gonna be nice tonight. And I would have never thought that. I thought these friends were lifetime friends. I thought these friends were lifetime friends. And they wasn't. So it's funny how life works. So, but that's not to be sad about it. It's a part of the game. My father used to tell me, hey, yo, people come and go. And I remember coming up, he would be like running deep with this person and running deep with that person. And be like, yo, I haven't seen them in a while, Dad. We're like, what happened to them? He's like, shit, I don't know. I'm doing my thing, they doing theirs. And I'm like, damn, like y'all was cool. Like, you know what I mean? I'm calling them uncle or you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like, now I get it. It be what it be. So I love that, CC. I love that. Friends do come and go. A few will hang around, make the right kind of friends. I love that. And the right kind of friends too. And this is a part of how I view friendship as well. It's not about what you can do for them. If you got friends that only view your friendship based on what you could do for them, they're not your friend. No matter how many excuses you give to it, they are not your friend. If you give them opportunity, clothes, money, a place to stay, it's still not enough, because they know they don't want what you give them, they want what you have. And if they can't get what you have, then they don't want to be near you. It is what it is. They're not your friend. They don't reciprocate energy. I'm really big on contact. If I'm the person that's always contacting, then you're not my friend. Like there's some friendships that you don't hear from, in a long time, and it would be like you spoke to them yesterday. That's a different type of friendship. That type of friendship, that lasts forever. That's the few that you're talking about. I got cousins that I go 3, 4, 5 years from speaking at a time. And when I speak to them, it'll be like we just hung out yesterday. The energy is always great. The camaraderie is always great. And I have a couple other friends that's always like that. That's been like that too. So, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different. Shout out to fam. Me and my cousin was talking about if you can go back 16 years, what would you do different? I love that. Biggs, facts, preach. If I could go back 16 years, what would I do different? Well, they say it's a butterfly effect, right? I would be very scared to change things because of what my journey for me has been and what I learned from it and where I'm at today. So the butterfly effect is if you change just one thing, you can end up completely different. Your experiences won't hit the same. But if I could go back 16 years, one thing that I would hope that I could change that would make for a better today, invest in cryptocurrency. Invest in that crypto. You know what I'm saying? When crypto was real cheap, they're like, yo, you want to get in this crypto? Nah, baby, I ain't never heard of that, kid. I'll tell myself to invest into that crypto. You know? When they were saying that they were selling houses in virtual reality, I was like, virtual reality? What type of fool y'all take me for, man? Thing is $1 billion business right now. It's going crazy. It's going crazy. Shout out to my dog Cece. Ain't gonna lie, Ash. Another one would be is to take advantage of the good opportunities while you're young and make right connections for the future. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But our values change as we get older, right? When I was younger, like in my earlier 20s, what I valued was completely different. The only real value that I don't want to say real value that I had plenty of real values, but the biggest value that I had was making sure that my daughter was good. That was end all be all for me, and everything else was secondary. So our values do change as we get older. She's 23. She's going to be 23 now, so that's different now, right? You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I think I know where I'm going with this. It's like, 16 years ago, yeah, definitely, take advantage of, business opportunities that later on, became great. But I think that people that was meant to be in my life is in my life, for sure. And the people that wasn't. So I think I did a decent job in picking the right people in my life. I think I did a decent job. I could have did a little better, but decent. People that I do have in my life, friends, family, some good people, man. So I'm blessed regarding that as well too. But definitely for business, yeah, man. We need to get on that crypto. We whatever that's business that's lucrative now, definitely. Cause I'm a believer. There's no such thing as enough money. Even when you have enough money, you can have enough money, but there's no such thing as enough money. I remember somebody was pitching me an idea, and I was ready to do the investment. And luckily I didn't, because that investment didn't pan out. But I was fully in, and I was like, yo, I want in as a partner. And the person was like, yeah, nah, baby. You know what I'm saying? We got all the money we need. I was like, all the money you need? And this is a business? Like, what? Yeah, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was dead ass about to go in, because it was a great idea, and it never, it never formalized to what it was. So it would have been a major loss for me, but I was ready to go in. And their response was, we got all the money that we need. So he didn't want to, they didn't want me to come in as a partner. They wanted me to come in as like a low level worker or something like that. I'm like, how that is? I got more money than both of y'all. Like, what y'all talking about? And I'm not even rich. I don't even act like I'm rich. I'm not rich. You know what I'm saying? But I went in, and they was like, yeah, nah, we got all the money we need. Like, how? No, y'all don't. No, y'all don't. I see how much y'all make. I know how much y'all make. I make more than both of y'all combined. What y'all doing? What you talking about? So that turned out to be a blessing, so for sure. But yeah, so but definitely, if I was to speak to myself 16 years ago, I just tell myself that, yo, trust yourself, trust your instincts, and everything is going to be cool. Whatever's on the table to be handled, don't stress, it's going to be handled. I think that's the biggest thing I would say to myself. It's going to be handled. Laughing my ass off, Ash. You was like, you know who you talk to. Ash, you know who you talking to like that? Better recognize. Yo, y'all stupid. Yo, CC, you stupid. Nah, man, they try to tell me, like, yo, they got enough. No, y'all don't. They got no money, man. Talk about, you know what I'm saying? They talk about church, but they like, yeah, get out of here. You got no money, man. You know? But yeah, But that's what I would tell myself. Trust myself and understand that whatever that's stressful and the things that's trying to hinder you, it's going to be handled. And that's the biggest thing that most people, when they go through things, they have to realize. When they internalize what's going on, then they could, then they can handle it. Most times when people crash out, it's because they didn't internalize what's going on yet. So for me, that ain't nothing but a nap, a shower, a good workout, and them problems is over, baby. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the biggest thing I would tell myself. Trust my instincts and understand whatever that's, that needs to be handled, it will. It will. It's cool. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. So, yeah, for sure. Definitely for sure. Definitely for sure. Because I also believe that life is a butterfly effect, like how I spoke prior. When you change one thing, it changes the trajectory of other stuff. I don't know if the chat, if y'all super familiar with the movie Butterfly Effect. And if you're not, make sure you go see it. It's fire. And when you go back and you change this one thing, sometimes it changes everything. So, you know, it's still a blessing. All this is a blessing. All this is a blessing. Man, I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. Y'all been absolutely amazing. Again, y'all can tap into me on Instagram at Ashley Lovechild, episode 243, Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. Again, be on the lookout for that new app, that OUV Records app. Better listening experience, better visual, music directly, exclusively from OUV Records artists. We got a lot of music backlog because of the development of the app, but the music is fire. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. So be on the lookout for that as well. Y'all know I'm on every Wednesday, every Sunday. Again, every Wednesday, every Sunday at 10:30. But hit that like, subscribe, share button, or notification bell. I do pop up throughout the week. So make sure y'all stay tuned in, tapped in, and stay engaged. Again, got a whole bunch of videos. Tap into those videos. I drop at least 2 videos a day. So make sure y'all tap into the videos and comment and show major love and stay engaged. Yeah, man. Y'all already know how we do. Don't be an agent of chaos. Do not be a stain. Don't have the ability to stand out for being negative. Have the ability to stand out by being positive. Lose that. It only could be one mindset, that Willie Lynch mindset. The only op we recognize over here is opportunity. Hate has a location. It's just not here. We celebrate life culture. And y'all already know it's love. And I'm going to see y'all this Sunday at 10:30. I'm out.